Hello guys, welcome to another video on MS-DOS, and this time I'm going to be showing you some commands that one may use in MS-DOS to operate MS-DOS like they would a normal computer, like whatever operating system you use nowadays, for example Linux or Mac or any version of Windows. Anyway, so the first command I'm going to show you is how to view what files and folders are in your current directory. So it's kind of like looking at the programs on your desktop almost. So if you type in dir, which stands for directory, you can see you got DOS, command com, win-a20 386, config sys, and auto execute bat. So the three little letters or numbers are the file extension, like .mp3, .wav, and the name before it is the file. If it has a dir, it means it's a folder. And as you can see, there are 5 files in total, and it also actually displays how many bytes you have in your hard drive that's free. And as you know, we predefined it to have 2.2 gigabytes in the previous episode, or was it 2? I think it's 2 gigabytes actually. And so therefore we have like 2 gigabytes of space left. And so yes, that's how you display directories. And you can actually use /w to make it displayed in like a more efficient way, to make it so that it only uses a few lines instead of having one file per line. And in this mode, any files in brackets are actually folders. Okay, so DOS here is a folder, and it's enclosed in brackets. Now I'll show you how to navigate to a folder. So at the moment we only have one folder, that's DOS, and dir stands for directory. So to go to DOS, you do cd, which is change directory, DOS. DOS is obviously going to be the name of the folder that you want to navigate to, but since you only have one folder here, well, we're going to do DOS, and you can do a directory listing to see what's in here. Well, there's a bunch of stuff because this is like all the commands and all the files that MS-DOS uses to run is in here. If you do dir /w/p, I believe, yeah, /p, it's an argument that allows you to it makes the files display periodically until the screen is full, and then when you press any key, it displays the next portion. So yeah, and then to get back to the root directory, you do cd/, and if you only want to go backwards one directory, you do cd ... Now, to make a directory, like to make a folder, you do mkdir and then a folder name. So let's do new, and let's go to the new folder, and you can see it's here. If you go back to the root directory, you can see that new has now appeared as a new directory, as a new folder. So let's go back to new, and yeah, that was fun. You can also delete this folder by doing rd new. Rd is remove directory, and now new is no longer there. And if you try to navigate to it, it doesn't exist. Very nice. So there are 4 files here, and if you know anything about Windows NT, you'll know that there's what we call a batch file, which is the execution of command prompt commands in sequence. In this case, it's DOS commands in sequence. So there's a way we can actually view this file. Well, there's 2 ways actually, but I'm going to show you the simpler way first, and that's using the type command, type, and then the name of the file. Always add the extension, unless of course it doesn't have one, but always adds the extension as the computer won't know which file you're talking about. And there you go, that's everything inside the auto execute file. It displays the contents of the file onto your screen. You can do the same for config.sys, which is also a text file, I believe, not binary. Yeah, there you go. That's your configuration. So yeah, that's that. You can also use the echo command, right? And this will display text onto the screen. So hello world. Very nice. So this means that if you had a batch file, you can make it say hello world by using this command, echo hello world. You can delete a file. I don't have any file I want to delete yet, but you can also copy a file. If you do this, copy, let's say command.com, and then a new file name like test.com, dir, and I have test.com there. And now I can delete it, test.com. Never delete command.com because I believe that's your command interpreter, and without that, DOS won't be able to run. And finally, to rename something, I don't know, what kind of rename? If we go to DOS, I think graphics.com. Yeah, you can, oh, that's not there. Oh, sorry. cdos, graphics.com. Yeah, we could rename that, we don't need that one. Rename graphics.com to hello.com, for example. And now you have a new file here called hello.com. And then you can rename it back again to graphics.com. MS-DOS file names are not case sensitive, so therefore you can type in all lowercase, all caps, or a combination of the two, and MS-DOS will always revert it back to all caps. So that's well and good, but you have all these programs here, but how do you run them? Well, those of you who use Windows NT command prompts would know that you can just type the file name, and you can do that, that's true. But what if you had files that were named the same but have a different extension? Well, it's always good practice to add the file extension at the end. For example, if you want to run vsafe, which is an antivirus software, you could do vsafe if you wanted to. But if you did vsafe.exe, it wouldn't work. Why? Well, because vsafe is a .com file. But if you do vsafe.com, it will work. So that's how you execute your files. And using this file execution method, we can run edit. So once in the edit screen, this is what you should see. Yeah, the MS-DOS text editing software, which is sort of like the MS-DOS version of Windows Notepad. So here you can type. You can type, for example, hello, this is a document. You can change the colors using this. You of course use Alt to select the options, the context menu strips on the top, and Enter to display them like you would on Windows and I believe Mac as well, or on Linux and Unix systems. I believe it's the same. And press Enter to put them down. As I've said, press Enter again to select what you want. Press Tab to switch your currently highlighted buttons. So there you go. Press OK. And yeah, that's how you can change colors. So let's say you don't want this color, you can do, for example, gray text on a black background. To save this, Alt F S and a file name, for example, doc.txt. If we exit now, we can do type doc.txt, and see it says hello, this is a document. So obviously you can also copy doc.txt to the root directory, and then you can delete doc.txt, and then if you go back to the root directory, you get a doc.txt. So that's doc.txt file, and again you can type it, and this happens. Or you can also do edit, and then the file name, and then you'll have your text document. Very nice. You can also search. So let's find find is in this, and then find is again. Very nice. You can also replace is with at, and change that one. But let's not change that one. So there you go. So hello, that is a document. Very cool. So it's Alt Fs, Alt Fx to leave. That's very cool. But what about programming? I mean, auto execute is a batch file, and batch files are created with, well, any text editor. Just as in Windows NT, you could use Notepad to create batch files, which is how a lot of people get into programming. Is they actually create batch files, and then from there they're like, oh, this is cool, and yeah. So what you can do is you can also create a batch file. Let's say you want prog.bat, for example. You can type a simple batch file here, take it off, which is all just DOS commands, like CLS is clear screen, which I'll show you later, and echo hello world, which we showed before. Save, exit, and then if you do PRG, there you go, hello world. It's also here, PRG, right there. So that's very nice. And CLS obviously clears the screen, as you just saw. So that's very nice. Another text editor, well, not really text editor, but an IDE almost in MS-DOS is, whoops, QBasic. Now this is a programming language, QBasic, and it's basically the DOS version of BASIC, and well, it's sort of like the MS-DOS version of QBasic. I'd say it's like the Microsoft BASIC, because back before this, there's also GW Basic, but that's not on this system. But GW Basic is more like the DOS Basic. QBasic is like the Microsoft DOS Basic, and you can run it, and it appears exactly the same as Edit does. In QBasic, you can do any simple program that you'd in other basic program. For example, for x equals 1 to 10, print x, next x. Very simple program. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Syntax is all the same, I believe. Yep, so you can add a semicolon, and the all the prints will be on the same line. You can change the color, so you can do color X, and there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, but it's all colorful. Yep, very nice indeed. And you can obviously save it, so file save, and say a prog.bas and exit. But you cannot. Yeah. Notice how my the color changed. That's because I didn't clear the color at the end of the counting of the numbers, and the last number 10 was green. So anyway, I believe there's a way to run the file. That's to load it into QBasic. But I believe you could also do, let's have a look. Oh yeah, QBasic prg.bas/run. So just run, no, it doesn't work. QBasic/run, maybe prg.bas. There you go. And then it just, it just runs the program. And then, yeah. And then it goes into the editor. That's very nice. So that's it, I believe. You can delete your program now. And yes, now you know how to move around in DOS and get a feel for it. Last thing I want to show you is just, if you have two directories in the same place, how do you know where you are? So if you cd new one, make another directory, it just appears next to you in your prompt. So that's how you know where you are. That just shows your file path, the c:\new1/new2. New1, new2 is your file path, and your c:; is your drive. Since we're in the C drive, we don't have any floppies inserted, so going to the floppy drive doesn't do anything. Going to the B drive also doesn't do anything, because, again, no floppies in B. So you have to go back to the C drive. And that's how you go back to the root directory without having to do cd ... twice.